place nearly full here in Fort Worth. Tony Stewart, 6 top 10s in his 9 races at Texas. His best finish, 3rd this past April, was 6th in this race a year ago. Let's take you through the field, starting with Tony Stewart. Mr. York.
Bill, Texas has been very good for Tony Stewart in 2006. He won the IROC race in the spring, finished 2nd Saturday in the NASCAR Busch Series race, and he's trying to make a back-to-back next to a Cup wins. They brought the same race car. They won with that Atlanta, and it looks like it's showing the same results right now. He is out front, Marty.
Meantime, his good friend Casey Kane is right behind him in 2nd place. They are giving him Tony's lap times. And we talked about before the race about Casey finishing 38th last week, causing that accident that he feels took them out of championship contention. Midweek, Ray Evernham had a conversation with Casey, and here's what he said.
Don't be so hard on yourself, that kind of stuff. But it's the way it is. I mean, you want to be hard on yourself. You have to be. There's just not a lot of room for mistakes, not a lot of room for any of that, and you know, it happened, and we went on, and now we're at Texas, and hopefully we can have a good run here.
His biggest issue now, handling-wise, on the racetrack here at Texas, is the car's a little bit tight, but his biggest problem is his shoe is sticking to the throttle. They're trying to figure out how they can make that not happen anymore. Alan?
Doesn't sound like fun at these kind of speeds. Jimmy Johnson running 3rd. That's where he was in the first run of the race. One thing they did on that pit stop that I did not mention, when they actually did the stop, they added a little piece of tape to the nose of the car, trying to get a little added downforce, and the cooler temperatures today allowed them to do that, Marty.
Alan Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been battling the flu for most of the week. Today, he's on that day where you're over it, but you're still a little achy and sore, so Jr. feeling certainly a little bit better. He's currently in 4th. On the run before this, when they were a little too tight, they put a ½ pound in the left front tire. He said the exit, right where he is right now, is much better, a little too loose getting into the corner, though. Matt?
Marty, 4-time champ Jeff Gordon runs in the 5th position. 75 career wins, an impressive racing resume. He's gone to victory lane just about every place except Texas, Phoenix, and Homestead. He's not bothered by it. In fact, he's more motivated by it.
I want to win a race, and there's 3 of them left that I haven't won a race at before, and I hope that we can accomplish that, and I feel like we can. You know, I think that we're very capable. Right now, with the way this team is operating, man, I feel, you know, great about a lot of places that we go to, more some than others, but the mile and a half, I feel like our program is really strong. You know, I almost feel better about Texas right now than I do about Phoenix, and I feel like we're even going to be a lot better at Phoenix than we were the last time.
Jeff Gordon wanted to go by the plan of let's see what happens. Didn't make any adjustments. Now he feels like he's paying the prices of the car is just terribly loose on exit. AB?
Scott Riggs running in the 6th position. He picked up 6 spots in the opening run of the race and has maintained that at this point in the event. They made an air pressure adjustment on this car. Riggs feeling like they were in for a good afternoon the way his car was in practice. Dave?
Alan, Kyle Busch's first race here was in 2005, but he tried to make the race in 2004 and crashed a car doing so. He's been trying to rebound at this place ever since. The team calls it a weak track for them, but Kyle's doing very well, and since the restart has been moving forward. Alan, back to you.
Well, here's the guy that's really been moving in the first part of the race, and that's Martin Truex Jr. He took the green flag in 34th position. He picked up so many spots in that opening run of the race that after the pit stop, I had to come down and ask his crew and make sure they took 4 tires on their stop. They did. The 1 car is flying. Dave?
Robbie Gordon qualified 9th this weekend, and this is a very, very fast racetrack. In fact, he said, I could have done a little bit better if I could have held my breath a little bit longer. That's the way these guys qualify, and believe me, racing for 500 miles here is no picnic either. The 25 car of Brian Vickers is loose and not getting any better. That's the latest report from his pit. That's why he got passed at the restart. He's moved all the way back from 2nd to 10th. The 99 car of Carl Edwards is having an unusual vibration. We've been trying to track it, but so far, Carl says it's kind of an all-over thing. It may just be the set of tires they have right now isn't cooperating for their setup. We'll keep an eye on that, Alan.
Well, you saw the pit stop problem that dropped Kurt Busch from the race lead on that first stop. The lug nut that fell off. That dropped him back to 11th. But after gaining a couple of spots in the opening few laps of this run, he's actually slipped back now to 12th position. They will continue to work on the handling of this car. Kurt knew his car would be better out in front with clean air. Doesn't have that now. Marty?
Alan Clint Boyer couldn't wait to get to Texas because he was excited to drive this race car. It debuted at Indy and finished 4th. He took it to California. It finished 3rd. Then he went to Kansas, was leading his hometown race, and he wrecked the car. Since then, he said the car has been in intensive care. They had to put a new rear clip on it, a new right side on it, but it's back and better than ever. Currently in the 13th position. Matt.
Over 10 car lengths back is the 11 at Denny Hamlin, started today 6th. So the car was comfortable and consistent during final practice, but the change in the weather, now he says the car is really tight on exit. They made a track bar and air pressure adjustment. The car just does not seem to have the speed, currently running in the 14th spot. Dave?
Matt, since the restart, David Gilliland hasn't moved forward. He hasn't moved backwards. This is only his 13th Nextel Cup Series start, and earlier this week, he told the media, I've never struggled before like this ever in a race car, but I've never been in such a competitive racing series either. The rookie doing very well. Jeff Burton not happy with his race car right now. It wouldn't turn well before he came in for the pit stop. They adjusted. It still won't turn well. And since the restart, he is now in the 16th position. He restarted 18th. He's moved forward, but it's not the way he likes it, Matt.
Saturday's Busch winner, Kevin Harvick, looking for his 3rd Busch Nextel Cup sweep of the 2006 season, but they've got a lot of work to do. Harvick complaining about the car being extremely tight. They made some significant changes on their stop pull. The spring rubber and a chassis adjustment has not seemed to help, Alan.
Well, things appearing to be moving forward for Matt Kenseth. He has moved up 7 spots since the restart, starting 29th. He's up to 22nd place now. Adjustments on that stop and an adjustment where he's driving on the racetrack. See, Kenseth starting to use the higher line, and it appears to be agreeing with his car a little more. Matt?
It is just a handful for Mark Martin in the 6th. Remember, driving the backup car, he told his crew chief, Pat Tryson, this thing is just so hard to drive. The car loose and tight. Mark says we need to take a big swing at it, big chassis adjustments when they hit pit road the next time.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was the top 17 through the field, plus the chasers. Greg Biffle is 18th, Casey Mears 19th, Reed Sorensen runs 20th. There are 40 cars currently running on the lead lap. Now 39 as Tony Stewart knocks Ryan Newman 1 lap down. Stewart has led 34 laps so far today, going for back-to-back wins, has run well here at Texas, won last week at Atlanta, trying to get back to victory lane and maybe climb another fence.